Hey guys, welcome back to Pine Hollow Auto Diagnostics. Today we're in State College working on a 2008 Pontiac Grand Prix with the 3.8 liter V6. Customer complaint was he was in town, at a red light. He wanted to take off and the car stumbled, lost power. He tried to give it more gas and it completely just stalled out on its own. He waited a little while, it restarted, and then he got to pull off the road and had it towed here. So since then nothing has been touched or tested. So this is a rare case where I'm the first guy to look at it, so I'm pretty excited about that. And so we'll take it from scratch. We'll start it up, plug in the scanner, see what we have, take a look at some just basics, fuel trims, stuff like that, and hopefully we can narrow down this problem. Okay, so let's read some trouble codes, see if there are any. Fuel trim system lean, fuel pump relay control circuit. That's the one we're chasing right there, 230. So we'll need to pull up some wiring diagrams, take a look at this fuel pump control circuit, and that might explain the lean code when it happened. We can look at some freeze frame data. Let's see here, freeze frame failure records. So mileage since last failure, so it looks like you might have flagged this code a while ago. So it was a hot so basically the engine was off here, so I guess it stalled out and then it set the code. There you go, and let's look at the lean code, see when that occurred. So 786 is the mileage since last failure, and it looks like this one occurred on a hot engine. Let's see here, looking at TPS, 16 miles an hour. It ran for 4 minutes. TPS was at 21%. Engine speed was 1400 RPM. Okay, so let's start it up. Seems to start fine. Now, see how many miles are in this? Where's the odometer?
129,000.
Okay.
Change.
This is the...
Yeah, then.
Okay, 129,653 is the mileage. So I'm going to look at the fuel trims right now. Data. Fuel trims. So short term, long term. Sensor 1, sensor 2, so it only looks like it has 2 oxygen sensors. So there is just bank 1. Okay, sensor 1 is operational, that's good. And our fuel trims look fine. So raise the RPMs a little bit. Okay. So this problem looks like it only occurs when the vehicle's hot after being driven for a while.
Yep.
So I'll let it run, let it warm up. In the meantime, we'll look at the wiring diagram, see how this fuel pump circuit is set up, and we'll take it from there. Alright guys, we are in the troubleshooter looking up this 230 fuel pump relay control circuit code, and it says when the key's on, the PCM detects malfunction in the relay control circuit for that time period right there, a few seconds. test the control circuit at the relay, etc. You know, poor connection or a bad relay. So now we have to look up a wiring diagram to see if this is just a simple relay or if it's like a fuel pump control module, which is called a relay. So let's go to the wiring diagram. So here we have the fuel pump relay. It's fed by a fuse. That's the load side. It goes straight to the pump and to ground 3G302. The control side looks like it's power side switched by the PCM at pin 37 through the relay and also to a ground, G113. So let's go to this relay right here, do a couple of wiggle checks. If this relay shuts off, you know, it should be obvious. You know, the car should start stalling or whatever. So right now everything's working, so it's an intermittent problem. So all we can do is hope we can recreate it by, you know, fiddling with the wires, or maybe we'll check this G113. see how that looks. Alright guys, we're looking at the fuel pump relay. Right here, it's 41. We have not touched anything. There it is. So no one's been here before, never?
I didn't open it usually.
So we're going to check if it's loose in there. I mean, it's definitely loose in terms of, like this, the car should start stalling. Plug it back in, fuel pump kicks in. So that was definitely a problem. I don't know how that happened or why it was crooked like that. If no one else touched it, that was the issue. So what we're going to do is, make sure this is secure. I'm going to give the customer the car back, let him drive it around, and see if the problem reoccurs. If it doesn't, we'll call it fixed. If it does, I'll come back and check it for free. No problem. So hopefully that's a fix. Thanks a lot for joining me. I'll see you guys next time. So before handing this car back, we're going to reset the codes, and if the problem does reoccur, we'll have a fresh set of freeze frame data, and that'll be helpful for a future diagnosis. So let's clear the codes. Key on, engine off. Yes. Okay. Display codes. Alright, that's what we want to see. So hopefully it stays that way. So on this Pontiac Grand Prix, it's the day after the fix, and the customer had another issue with it. He said the car started misfiring on the road. He pulled over, then it smoothed out. Now we're looking into the ignition system here, and the code was a P0300. We had misfire history on 2 and 5, so this is a waste spark system. Here are the companion cylinders, 1, 4, 2, 5, 3, 6. So immediately we suspect a bad coil. Now, I already did the diagnosis here, but the waveform is kind of neat. So we're synced off of cylinder number 2, off of this coil, and here's what the waveform looks like. See, there's the sync, and if you zoom out a little bit, we notice in channel 2 is the current going into this ignition module. Right there on the pink wire, so it's feeding all the coils, and we already see the problem here. See that current ramp? It is about half the size of the other two, so, and that's where our sink is. So coil 2.5 is not drawing as much current as the other cylinders. Now, so this could be a coil problem. It could also be a driver problem in this ignition module. And this is not the original module. I think it's been replaced a couple of times already. It's an aftermarket module, so we can't just call a coil right off the bat. So what we can do is swap 2 and 5 and 6 and 3 and see if this low current trace moves with the coil. Now, just to save time, I already did that. The low current stayed on the 2.5 even though we swapped the coils around. So the coils are not at fault. We do have a bad ignition control module on this vehicle. Simple as that. So the scope shows us that, and a simple, moving the coils around proves that the driver in here isn't allowing the coil to build up to full power. Another quick test you can do is pull the spark plug wires off. I learned this from Scanner Danner on GM systems, and if we fire this up, we should see a nice strong spark jump the gap, and I'll show you what happens. Okay, we're going to start the vehicle. Look at that, no spark. Now if I touch them, I'll get shocked. Okay, oh, there you go, there's one, there's two. So that is a weak spark. See that? No spark. Once in a while it does jump. So as it heats up, that's what the owner said, the problem happened when that car is running for a while. See that? It jumped a couple times there. So let's pull off spark plug wires off another coil and see what a good one looks like. Okay, now we have the spark plug wires off of 3 and 6. There we go. That's what a good spark is supposed to look like. Fantastic. Alright, shut her down. So the proof is in the pudding, I guess. This thing needs a new ignition module. While we're here, we'll grab cam and crank signals just to make sure they're not goofy, but this coil is being controlled. It's just not charging enough because that driver inside the ignition module is, I don't know, high resistance or something. It's not allowing the full current to flow. So that's it for this diagnosis. So kind of two problems back to back in the same vehicle, but completely separate issue from the fuel pump relay we saw yesterday. That's it. Thanks for watching. See you guys next time.